You take the good, you take the bad. God made the best world we can have. The facts of Leibniz, the facts of Leibniz. The general wins with loss of life. We eat the apple, we get Christ. The facts of Leibniz, the facts of Leibniz.
Tootie, how's it going?
It's going on 3 a.m. That's how it's going.
Well, don't blame me for being late. I died in the early 1700s. Dr. Leibniz here, everybody.
Where have you been?
I've been in Hanover. You see, I'm DOS librarian for the Duke of Braunschweig-Lüneburg, John Frederick. Try saying that 3 times fast.
I wasn't tired after the movies let out, so I figured I'd just drive around for a while. No big deal.
Joe, you broke curfew.
Would you calm down? Everything's fine.
That's what they tried to tell me when that rascal Isaac Newton stole my calculus.
Come on, something's bothering you. I can see it.
You want to know what's bothering me? She's about 5'2", very sweet, but kind of a pest.
Don't patronize me.
Patronize, huh?
Patronize me. Patronize me. Johann Friedrich was my most enthusiastic patron in the House of Hanover. I guess nowadays you'd call him a sugar daddy.
I'm serious, Joe.
I gotta get some sleep, all right?
What a novel idea. Sleep at 3 a.m. It just might catch on.
Well, if it is a good idea, you can be sure that rascal Sir Isaac Newton will steal it from you.
Stop worrying. All that happened tonight was that I forgot about the time.
You also forgot to call Gail.
What are you talking about, Willis? Mrs. Garrett?
Okay, I'm sorry about that, too.
Gail was very concerned.
Isn't there any other topic of conversation around here besides Gail?
I thought I was here to explain my best of all possible worlds, the Odyssey.
You can run as far as you want, but Gail is still going to die.
Dr. Leibniz here, everybody. You know, Blair wouldn't do this episode because she's jealous of my hair.
She spent her whole life working and studying, trying to make something of herself. What's the point if it can be taken away from you at 26? What's the difference?
There, Joe. I know it hurts. Let this 57-year-old hack from Kirkwood Community College explain my solution to the problem of evil to you. Okay, hope you guys have been enjoying my German accent. Leibniz and the problem of evil. The problem of evil argument. Leibniz begins by explaining the problem he will ultimately refute. If God were all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, then he would have made the best of all possible worlds. But this isn't the best of all possible worlds. Therefore, God is not all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good. Support for premise 2. We know this isn't the best of all possible worlds because of all the pain and suffering and evil in the world. The earthquake of Lisbon happened 39 years after Leibniz's death. It is a great example of pain and suffering, though, and one that Voltaire cited when he made fun of Leibniz in his book Candide. 30,000 people died in the earthquake. Leibniz's objection to the problem of evil argument. P2 is false. This is the best of all possible worlds, because the evils of this world bring about a greater good. The best possible world is the world that produces the most good, not a world with the least amount of evil. Here are 2 examples Leibniz uses to make his point.
A battle with victory and some casualties is better than a lost battle with no casualties.
Which would have been better? A. No American casualties but World War II lost. B. 418,500 military and civilian casualties, Nazis defeated. It is hard to underestimate the damage of the original sin of Adam and Eve, because that sin caused all the pain and suffering in the world. However, having Jesus as a moral example and Savior of the world, we'll assume this for the sake of argument since Leibniz believes this, that makes all the pain and suffering and evil worth it. Leibniz's point, in this world, God lets the evil, pain, and suffering run up, way up, but He does so only to bring about the greater goods that we would not have otherwise had. He only lets it drive up so high to bring about the greater goods that we would not get without the evil, pain, and suffering. If there had been no racism in Jim Crow, Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. would just be another face in the crowd. It is only with the backdrop of racism in Jim Crow that he can be a moral exemplar. His character could only shine in a context with great evil.
I'm really sorry for you, Joe. But if God did not allow Gail to die, we'd miss out on some greater good that is only come possible through the mechanism of great suffering. And one more thing.
Dr. Leibniz here, everybody! You just can't see how this could be a pre-established harmony. It's in his monadology and some in his theodicy. Ooh, it's kinda hard to read his writings, and you're learning the facts of Leibniz.